Have you ever seen a judge who didn't just give out punishments, but gave out hope? A man who sat in a courtroom, yet somehow made it feel like a warm family living room. A judge who reminded millions across the world that compassion could exist even in the most rigid places of law. That man was Judge Frank Caprio. And today we mourn his passing. Born on November 24th, 1936, in Providence, Rhode Island, Francesco Frank Caprio was not just another man in a black robe. He grew up in an immigrant Italian family, working class, humble, and deeply rooted in community values. His father was a fruit peddler, and young Frank knew the struggles of ordinary people long before he stepped into a courtroom. Those struggles shaped him into a man who believed justice wasn't only about the letter of the law. It was about the heart behind it. Now, here's where it gets interesting. In most courtrooms, you expect stern judges, cold walls, and heavy consequences. But when people tuned in to watch Judge Caprio, what they saw shocked them. He wasn't the kind of judge who barked orders or looked down on people. Instead, he smiled. He listened. He asked about children, about jobs, about hardships. He once said, "I try to treat people the way my mother treated me, with kindness." His courtroom became a stage, but not for drama, for humanity. And it was all captured in the hit show Caught in Providence. Millions of people tuned in, expecting legal rulings, but what they got instead were life lessons. He became known worldwide as the kindest judge in America. Think about this for a second. How many judges do you know who will forgive a parking fine because someone couldn't afford groceries that week? Or who would turn a court case into a heartfelt conversation with a struggling parent, trying their best to raise children? These moments went viral, some videos racking up millions of views. His YouTube channel alone reached nearly 3 million subscribers. But what was even more remarkable, these weren't actors. These were real people. And his compassion was as real as it gets. But there's a layer of suspense here. You might wonder, was this just for the cameras? Was Frank Caprio simply performing for TV fame? The truth is, long before Caught in Providence ever aired, Caprio was already living this philosophy. He had been serving as a judge since 1985, and as a teacher, a lawyer, and even a politician before that. His kindness was an act. It was who he was. Television just gave the world a window into it. In fact, his approach baffled legal purists. Some critics argued he was being too soft or too lenient, but Caprio had a reply to that. "I'm not soft. I'm fair. There's a difference." For him, justice wasn't about crushing people under the weight of the system. It was about lifting them up, giving them dignity, and sometimes even giving them a second chance. And here's the part many don't know. Beyond the TV lights and viral videos, Caprio played a crucial role in Rhode Island's education system. He served as chairman of the Rhode Island Board of Governors for Higher Education, helping shape opportunities for students across the state. For him, justice wasn't just in court. It was in making sure the next generation had a fair shot at life. As his fame spread, people from around the globe, strangers who had never even stepped foot in Rhode Island, wrote to him, thanking him for restoring their faith in humanity. In a world filled with harsh headlines, Caprio's courtroom became a sanctuary of kindness. He showed that the law, when interpreted with empathy, could actually heal. But sadly, on August 20th, 2025, the world lost this remarkable man at the age of 88. His passing leaves behind a silence that feels heavier than any gavel he ever struck. Yet, his legacy continues to echo, not just in Rhode Island, not just in the United States, but across the entire world. Millions who never met him still feel as if they knew him. And in a way, they did. Because here's the twist. Judge Frank Caprio didn't just judge cases. He judged hearts. And more importantly, he changed them. In every fine he forgave, in every struggling person he comforted, he planted a seed of kindness. And those seeds now live on in all of us who watched him. So, as we remember Judge Caprio today, we must ask ourselves, what would it mean if each of us carried forward even a fraction of his compassion? What if the next time we encounter someone struggling, instead of judging them harshly, we paused and offered grace? That would be the truest way to honor him. Frank Caprio may be gone, but his courtroom lives on in the millions of hearts he touched. His message was simple yet timeless. Justice without compassion is incomplete. Rest in peace, Judge Caprio. The world will remember you not only as a judge, but as a teacher of kindness. If a story moved you, take a moment today. Be kind to someone, forgive someone, or simply listen to someone who needs to be heard. And if you want to keep his legacy alive, make sure to subscribe to this channel, because here we continue remembering the legends who taught us what it truly means to live.